Thanks for spending some time with material management software. In this video, we're going to cover some of the features of our new enhanced PONGS product. The PONGS product, purchase order number generation system, is designed to help you identify material in the overall procurement to payment process. So when you look at procurement to payment, identifying the material is the most important piece. We've got a set of tools that are going to help your field folks be able to identify the material that they need and to be able to meet them where they're at in terms of their use of technology. I'm going to be showing this on a web screen from a desktop screen. However, this also works in a web app. So the first thing a user is going to need to do is to be able to navigate to pongs.matmgt.com and log in. We'll cover login in a separate video. Once you've logged in, I am then going to be presented with a list of jobs or a list of work orders that are going to be coming from my ERP system. Once I select a particular job, I'm then going to be able to see the requisitions that I've generated off of this. I've got different ways to generate a purchase order. First method that I have is, let's say I drive up in a truck, I need material right away. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a quick buy. The quick buy is going to allow me to create a quick buy so that I can specify, again, job work order, or if it's a non-job, the job. These screenshots right here are going to be customizable based on what your organization needs you to do. So if you then fill this basic information out and generate a purchase order number, you can then give that purchase order number over to the distributor and take your products and go. End process. What's going to show back up a few minutes later is everything that you bought. So your back office functions, or the back office folks that are performing that function, they're going to be able to see everything that you bought. So that's one method of generating a purchase order on the fly, not having to type everything in. Now, you also have an option here where you can generate a requisition. When you generate a requisition, that assumes somebody else is going to need to look at it and review it, and somebody else is going to have to be able to approve that ultimate purchasing of it. So I can go in here and I can create a quick requisition. And then I'm going to be presented with the ability to browse a catalog. I have three ways to add things into a requisition. Method one, I can actually just type things in. I can add a custom item. I can upload a photo of it if I want to, and I can type something in and say, hey, I need 3 cheeseburgers, their price per each, what my need date is, if you're using phase codes, if you want to add it to favorites, and then you add the item. And if you don't fill everything out, it's going to tell you, hey, you need to add this information in. The second way that you can add something into a requisition is via the innovative universal selectors. The universal selectors are generic parts that prompt you to make sure that you've thought through all of the part that you need. Let's do something simple like conduit. I can say, hey, I need PVC, 3/4 inch, schedule 40, and then I've got a 10-foot stick, and then I can add that part in there. Again, I'm going to give it a quantity, and I'm going to do this per foot, or if I am actually going to buy 10-foot sticks, I can do 10-foot sticks, or if I actually just want to measure it out by foot, I can edit this too and put in 100. Again, give it my material need date, add that into my list, and move on to the next thing. Let's do one that's a little more complicated, disconnects. So let's see here. I need a heavy duty, 3R. Let's do 3-phase, 200 amp, 3-pole, or 3-phase, and then 480 volt. And it's going to prompt me to go through these. I may not know the answer to all of these, or I may not care. The default selections are going to be available in there, and then I just click next, and now I have the fully fleshed out description of what it is that I need. I put in a quantity. Hey, I need 2 of those. Again, my material need date, and then I add the item. End process there. Most of the common parts of what you see, you're going to be able to use through the universal selectors. And again, these are going to be generic parts. Now, let's say I need to get something that is manufacturer specific. I can use my category, my 400, I think it's 4.5 million item catalog in here, and I can go into tools. And now I'm going to be searching for things that are more specific. So let's go pick on power tools. And then I'm going to get a display of all of my manufacturer specific power tools. Let's say I really want to look at Milwaukee. I can apply the filter. I can then go, well, you know what? I need this. And then I can add it in. Now, there's also the ability to view the details. I can view the details. If there's spec sheets and things like that, I'll be able to download those and view those. It's really handy to be able to make sure that I'm picking the right parts. And if I'm not going to use the generic stuff, or if I'm not just going to hand key it in, I've got the ability to use this large catalog, but sometimes it takes a little bit more time. So there's multiple ways to create a requisition. Once you've created a requisition, then you can take that requisition and send it on for further processing. So if I go in here and let's just look at this particular one right here, here's ones that I've done. If I needed to add items, I can add items, and I can create the requisition and send it over for downstream processing. What the folks in the back office see is they're going to see a list of the requisitions. And once they see their list of requisitions, this is the back office view. They'll be able to see the list of requisitions, and they'll have a different login, and they'll be able to see everything that's being done across the whole ecosystem. And it'll say, hey, this has been sent to purchasing. And once it goes to purchasing, purchasing is then going to have the ability to add additional items on there if they want to. They can also then split these things. So if I add an item, and so let's go in here and let's add 3/4 inch conduit. It's going to show up much easier. Well, I picked a support clip right there, but if I want to then split the requisition, I can split this requisition and make multiple requisitions if I'm so inclined. So that is a brief overview of the functionality that you get with new PONGs for your field guys to either generate a purchase order if they're approved to do that, or two, being able to create a requisition to send on for further processing. Hopefully this has been helpful, and look at our YouTube channel for more stuff. Thanks.